Hello, welcome to Learn English with Technology podcast series, episode 22. Today we're diving deep into how technology can make your English learning smarter, not just harder.
It's fascinating how much data we generate just by learning a language. We're going to unpack how to collect this data, analyze it, and most importantly, use it to optimize your learning strategy.
Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine treating your English learning like a science experiment, using data to uncover your unique path to fluency.
Exactly. It all starts with understanding your learning DNA. Every time you practice English, your brain leaves behind digital footprints that reveal your strengths, weaknesses, and preferences.
So it's like having a secret decoder ring for our brains.
Precisely. These digital footprints can include everything from your pronunciation patterns of vocabulary connections
Too.
to your grammar error maps and even your learning intensity cycles.
So every interaction we have with the English language, every word we speak, every sentence we read, every grammar exercise we complete is leaving a trace that tells a story about how we learn.
That's right. And by collecting and analyzing this data, we can start to unlock the secrets of your unique learning style.
It's like having a personalized learning coach who can analyze your every move and guide you towards the most effective learning strategies.
Exactly. Now, let's imagine we've gathered all this data. The next step is to decode it using AI and advanced analytics.
So it's like having a team of language detectives examining the clues and piecing together the puzzle of your learning journey.
Yes. One of the most exciting applications of this data analysis is in the area of pronunciation. Modern speech recognition technology can analyze your speech down to the millisecond, revealing subtle improvements in your accent and intonation.
So it's like having a microscopic analysis of our pronunciation, helping us identify areas where we need to focus our practice.
Exactly, and it's not just about pronunciation. AI-powered tools can also analyze your vocabulary acquisition, identifying the words you struggle with, and suggesting personalized learning strategies based on your strengths and weaknesses.
So instead of just memorizing random vocabulary lists, we can focus on the words that are most relevant to our individual needs and interests.
That's right. And let's not forget about grammar, those dreaded grammar rules that can often feel like a confusing maze. AI can help us navigate this maze by identifying our specific grammar weaknesses and providing targeted exercises and feedback.
So instead of feeling lost and overwhelmed by grammar, we can focus on the areas where we need the most help.
Exactly. And perhaps one of the most groundbreaking applications of data analysis is in the area of burnout prevention.
Burnout is a real challenge for many language learners, so how can data help us avoid it?
By monitoring things like your review frequency, error rates, and session duration, AI algorithms can actually predict burnout 2 weeks before it's likely to occur.
Wow, that's incredible. So instead of crashing and burning, we can get a gentle nudge to adjust our study habits and stay on track.
Exactly. Think of it as an early warning system for your brain, helping you maintain a healthy and sustainable learning pace.
This is also fascinating. It's like data is giving us a superpower. The ability to understand our own learning process in ways we never thought possible.
And this understanding is the key to unlocking your full language learning potential. We're moving away from a one-size-fits-all approach and embracing personalization.
So it's like having a custom-made English course tailored to our unique learning style and goals.
Precisely. And the possibilities for personalization are endless, from adaptive difficulty systems that adjust the challenge level of your learning materials to smart content selection algorithms that recommend the most relevant and engaging resources for you.
So it's like having a personal learning concierge who curates the perfect learning experience for you.
Exactly. And as we continue to gather more data and refine our algorithms, the level of personalization will only become more sophisticated and effective.
This is all incredibly exciting, but how do we actually put this data into action?
That's where the concept of personalized learning paths comes in. We can use data to create a roadmap to fluency that takes into account your unique strengths, weaknesses, and preferences.
So instead of wandering aimlessly through the world of English learning, we have a clear and personalized path to follow.
That's right. And this path can include everything from personalized learning schedules that optimize your study time to targeted exercises that focus on your specific areas of improvement.
It's like having a GPS for language learning, guiding us towards our destination with the most efficient route.
Exactly. And along the way, we can use data to monitor your progress, celebrate your achievements, and keep you motivated and engaged.
It's like having a personal cheerleader who's always there to support you and encourage you to keep going.
Now imagine you're on this personalized learning journey and you want to see how you're progressing. That's where progress visualization comes in.
I love visuals. It's so much more engaging than just looking at numbers on a spreadsheet.
Me too. Modern learning analytics can transform those dry numbers into captivating visual stories that bring your learning journey to life.
So instead of just seeing that we've learned 500 new words, we can see how those words connect to each other and how they're expanding our vocabulary web.
Exactly. One of the most powerful visualization tools is the skill radar chart. Imagine a spider web of your language abilities, with each strand representing a different skill,
Like,
like speaking, listening, reading, writing, pronunciation, and vocabulary.
so we can see at a glance which skills are our strongest and which ones need more attention.
That's right. And as you progress, the web expands, creating a dynamic map of your growing abilities.
It's like watching a flower bloom in fast motion as our language skills blossom.
And when you reach a significant milestone, the system can trigger a visual celebration, highlighting exactly what you did to achieve that milestone.
It's like getting a virtual high five for all our hard work.
Exactly. These visual celebrations help keep you motivated and engaged on your learning journey.
I can already imagine myself glued to these skill radar charts, watching the web expand and celebrating each milestone along the way.
It's quite satisfying to see, isn't it? And the best part is that these visuals are not just pretty pictures. They provide valuable insights that can help you learn more effectively.
So instead of just tracking our progress, we can actually use these visuals to understand our learning patterns and make adjustments to our study habits.
Exactly. It's all about using data to make informed decisions about how we learn.
This is mind-blowing. Who knew data could be so visually appealing and motivating?
It really is, and we're just scratching the surface of what's possible with progress visualization.
So we've visualized our progress, but what if we could actually predict our future success in English? That's where predictive analytics comes in.
It's like having a crystal ball for language learning. By analyzing patterns in your current learning data, AI can forecast how you'll perform on specific language tasks weeks or even months in advance.
So it's like having a personalized language learning fortune teller.
In a way, yes. For example, if you're struggling with conditional tenses, the system might predict that you'll master them in a few weeks based on your current learning pace and data from other learners.
That's incredible. So we can actually see a timeline for achieving our language learning goals.
Exactly. Predictive analytics can also help optimize your learning pace. The system continuously calculates your ideal learning speed across different skills, making sure you're challenged but not overwhelmed.
So it's like having a personalized language learning speedometer that keeps us moving at the optimal speed.
Precisely. We can also use predictive analytics to identify which vocabulary or grammar patterns you're most likely to forget before they actually fade from memory.
That's so helpful. It's like having an early warning system for our brain, reminding us to review certain topics before we forget them.
You got it. And maybe the most exciting part is success probability modeling. By comparing your learning patterns to millions of other learners, we can calculate your probability of achieving specific goals.
So we can find out our chances of reaching a certain level of fluency or passing a specific test.
Exactly. And finally, we have adaptive learning path prediction. As you learn, the system continuously identifies the most effective learning path to help you achieve your goals.
Wow. It's like having a GPS for language learning that guides us on the most efficient route to fluency.
That's a great analogy. So far, we've focused on your individual learning journey. But what if we could zoom out and see how your progress compares to other learners around the world?
That's where comparative analytics comes in. It's like stepping into a global classroom where we can learn from the experiences of millions of other English language learners.
Exactly. One of the most powerful features of comparative analytics is peer group benchmarking. The system can identify what we call your learning twins, people who share your native language, learning style, and goals.
So we're not just comparing ourselves to random people, but to people who are similar to us.
That's right. And by looking at the data from your learning twins, we can predict potential challenges you might face and identify strategies that have been successful for others like you.
It's like having a group of mentors who have already walked the path we're on and can share their insights with us.
Exactly. We can also see how your progress compares to other learners around the world through global learner rankings.
So we can see where we stand on a global scale.
Yes, but it's not just about ranking. It's about seeing the different paths that learners take to reach their goals and learning from their successes.
It's like seeing a map of English learning around the world, with all the different routes that people take to reach fluency.
We can also look at regional progress comparisons to see how learners in your region are performing and what unique challenges they face.
So we can see if learners in our area are better at certain skills than others and learn from their strengths and weaknesses.
Exactly. We can also look at age group performance metrics to see how learners of different ages learn best. For example, data shows that older learners often excel at understanding complex grammar or business vocabulary.
That's interesting. So age isn't necessarily a barrier to learning English.
Absolutely not. And finally, we can analyze cross-cultural learning velocity to see how quickly learners from different backgrounds master specific elements of English. This helps us understand the unique challenges that different cultural groups face and tailor our learning approach accordingly.
That's fascinating. So we can learn from the experiences of other cultural groups and avoid common pitfalls. It's like having a global network of language learning experts at our fingertips.
It really is. And by tracking your progress and sharing your data, you're actually contributing to this global understanding of language acquisition, paving the way for future learners.
That's incredible. It makes you feel like you're part of something much bigger than yourself. So we've seen how our learning journey fits into the global landscape of English language acquisition. What's the final piece of this data-driven puzzle?
The final piece is all about motivation. We use what we call motivation metrics to turn data into a driving force that keeps you moving towards your goals.
I love that data can be so much more than just numbers. It can be a source of inspiration and encouragement. Tell me more about these motivation metrics.
Well, one key metric is engagement scoring. We go beyond just tracking how much time you spend learning and measure your emotional engagement as well.
So it's not just about quantity, but also quality of learning.
Exactly. We look at things like how quickly you respond to prompts, your error recovery patterns, and even your learning session duration variations to gauge your level of engagement.
So it's about understanding what keeps us focused and engaged during our learning sessions. I love that. What else can we measure?
We also look at streak monitoring. This isn't just about counting consecutive days of learning, but about assessing the quality of those streaks.
So a short, focused study session might be more valuable than a long, unfocused one.
Precisely. We want to help you find the right balance between consistency and intensity. We can also use data to optimize your reward system.
I love rewards. Tell me more.
We can use AI to personalize your rewards based on what motivates you most. Some learners are motivated by social recognition, while others are motivated by achieving personal milestones.
So it's about finding the right type of reward to keep us motivated and engaged. I love that personalized approach. What else can we learn from these motivation metrics?
Well, we can also track your challenge completion rates to see how you approach challenges and what types of challenges you excel at. This helps us create a learning experience that is challenging but not discouraging.
So it's about finding the right level of difficulty to keep us challenged and motivated without overwhelming us. It's amazing how much we can learn from data.
It really is. To recap what we've learned today, data collection gives us the raw material for your learning story. Analysis methods reveal the hidden patterns in your progress. Optimization strategies transform those patterns into a personalized plan. Progress visualization brings your learning journey to life. Predictive Analytics shows you the road ahead. Integration systems connect all your learning tools. Comparative Analytics place your journey in a global context. And motivation metrics keep you moving towards your goals.
Wow, that's a lot of information, but it's so inspiring. It really feels like data can be a powerful tool for transforming our English learning journey.
It absolutely can. And the best part is that this is just the beginning. There are so many more exciting developments on the horizon.
I can't wait to see what the future holds for data-driven language learning. It's so exciting to think about all the possibilities.
It is. And remember, the most sophisticated analytics mean nothing without action. The key is to take what you've learned today and start applying it to your own learning journey.
That's a great point. We can't just sit back and let the data do all the work. We need to take action and use it to make our learning more effective.
Exactly. Whether you're aiming for fluency in business English, academic excellence, or just casual conversation skills, data can be your guide.
I love that. Data can be our compass, leading us towards our English learning goals.
It absolutely can. So start tracking your learning journey today and see the power of data for yourself.
That's great advice. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into data-driven English learning. We've covered so much ground today, but I know there's still so much more to learn.
Absolutely. We've only scratched the surface of what's possible. The world of language learning analytics is constantly evolving.
It's so exciting to be a part of this revolution. Before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to encourage our listeners to stay tuned for part two, where we'll be discussing some exciting new developments in the field of data-driven English learning.
We'll be exploring cutting-edge technologies like virtual reality, gamification, and personalized AI tutors.
And we'll be sharing some practical tips on how to choose the right data-driven learning tools for your individual needs.
So don't miss it.
And in the meantime, keep those data-driven minds engaged and those English skills sharp.
We'll see you back here soon for part two of our data-driven language learning adventure. It's fascinating to think about all that untapped potential. It just lies within the data we generate while learning English.
Yeah, it's like we're sitting on a gold mine of information about ourselves as learners, and now we have the tools to mine it and use it to our advantage.
Exactly. And it's not just about collecting data, but understanding what it tells us about ourselves as learners. We're moving away from a one-size-fits-all approach to language learning and embracing personalization.
It's like having a custom-made suit tailored to fit your unique learning style.
Yeah.
It just makes sense that a personalized approach would be more effective.
Absolutely. And with the power of AI and machine learning, this level of personalization is becoming more and more accessible to everyone.
That's really exciting. So, what are some of the ways that data can personalize our learning experience?
Well, as we discussed earlier, personalized learning algorithms can adapt to the content, pacing, and even the timing of your lessons based on your unique needs and preferences.
It's like having a learning companion who knows exactly what you need when you need it.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just the content. We can personalize the way you receive feedback, the types of exercises you do, and even the rewards you receive for making progress.
It's incredible to think about how much we can customize the learning experience to make it more engaging and effective. What are some other ways that data is being used to improve language learning?
One area that's really promising is virtual reality and augmented reality. Imagine being able to practice your English in a virtual environment that simulates real-world scenarios like ordering food at a restaurant or giving a presentation at work.
That would be amazing. It would be so much more immersive than traditional learning methods.
It would. And with the help of AI, these virtual environments can adapt to your level and provide you with personalized feedback in real time.
It's like having your own personal English language coach inside a virtual world.
You got it. We're also seeing exciting developments in the field of gamification. Data can be used to create engaging games that make learning English fun and addictive.
I love that. Games can be such a powerful tool for learning. They keep us motivated and engaged without even realizing we're studying.
Exactly. And by tracking your progress within the game, we can identify areas where you need more practice and tailor the gameplay to focus on those areas.
It's like having a secret weapon that disguises learning as entertainment.
Exactly. And all of this is made possible by data. It's the fuel that powers these innovations and allows us to personalize and optimize the learning experience in ways we never thought possible.
It's truly remarkable how much potential there is in this field. But what are some of the challenges that we face in using data to improve language learning?
One of the biggest challenges is ensuring data privacy and security. Learners need to feel confident that their data is being used responsibly and ethically.
That's a crucial point. We need to make sure that learners are comfortable sharing their data and that it's being used to benefit them, not exploit them.
Absolutely. Another challenge is making sure that the technology is accessible to everyone, regardless of their location, socioeconomic status, or disability.
Equity and accessibility are so important. We don't want to create a system where only certain people have access to these powerful tools.
Exactly. We need to be mindful of these issues as we continue to develop and implement data-driven language learning solutions. But despite these challenges, the future of language learning is incredibly bright.
I agree. I'm so excited to see how these innovations unfold and how they'll shape the way we learn English in the years to come.
Me too. It's an exciting time to be involved in this field. There's so much potential to make a real difference in people's lives.
I love that sense of purpose. It's not just about developing cool technology. It's about using that technology to empower people and help them achieve their goals.
Exactly. And language learning is such a powerful tool for personal growth and connection. By making it more accessible and effective, we can open up a world of opportunities for people all over the world.
I couldn't agree more. It's inspiring to think about how data can help break down barriers and create a more connected world through language.
It truly is. And I believe we're just at the beginning of this journey. The possibilities are endless.
Well, I, for one, am excited to see what the future holds for data-driven language learning. data-driven language learning.
Me too. It's going to be an incredible ride.
So what are some of the key takeaways that our listeners should keep in mind as they embark on their own data-driven language learning journeys?
First and foremost, remember that data is your friend. Don't be afraid to embrace it and use it to your advantage.
It's like having a secret weapon in your language learning arsenal.
Exactly. Second, be proactive in tracking your progress and experimenting with different learning methods.
It's all about finding what works best for you.
Exactly. Third, don't be afraid to seek out personalized support from teachers, tutors, or language partners.
Having a support system can make all the difference.
It can. And finally, remember that language learning is a journey, not a destination. Enjoy the process, celebrate your successes, and never stop learning.
Those are fantastic words of wisdom. I love that emphasis on embracing the journey and finding joy in the process of learning.
It's so important. Learning should be an enjoyable and rewarding experience.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today, but I feel like we could keep talking about this for hours.
Me too. There's so much to explore in this field.
Before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to encourage our listeners to stay tuned for the final part of this episode, where we'll be discussing some specific tools and resources that you can use to start tracking your own language learning data.
We'll have some great tips and recommendations for you, so don't miss it.
And in the meantime, keep those data-driven minds engaged and those English skills sharp.
We'll see you back here soon for the final part of our data-driven language learning adventure.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into data-driven English learning.
We've explored the vast potential of data to personalize and optimize your English language learning journey.
We've uncovered how data can act as your personal guide, revealing insights about your learning patterns and preferences.
From predicting potential burnout to connecting you with your learning twins around the world, we've seen how data can revolutionize the way you learn English.
But now let's get practical. Our listeners are probably eager to know how they can start using data to improve their English skills today.
Absolutely. Let's dive into some specific tools and resources that you can start using right now to track your progress, analyze your learning patterns, and optimize your study habits.
Let's start with something simple and accessible, a language learning journal.
A journal is a fantastic tool for tracking your learning journey. It's like a personal diary where you can record your study time, the resources you're using, new vocabulary and grammar concepts, and your overall progress.
It's a great way to reflect on your learning experience. And identify patterns that can help you improve.
Precisely. And if you prefer digital tools, there are countless language learning apps that offer built-in progress tracking features.
Apps like Duolingo, Babbel, and Memrise can track your progress through different lessons and modules, and often provide personalized recommendations based on your performance.
Many of these apps also offer features like vocabulary flashcards, grammar exercises, and interactive games to make learning more engaging.
But what if you want to go beyond basic progress tracking and delve deeper into your learning data?
That's where specialized language learning analytics tools come in.
These tools are designed to collect and analyze data from various sources, including your learning apps, websites, and even interactions with the native speakers.
Let's explore some examples. Linguist is an app that analyzes your vocabulary learning patterns and creates personalized flashcards to help you learn new words more efficiently.
Grammarly, while primarily a grammar checker, also offers insights into your writing style and grammar usage over time.
And SpeechLink provides detailed feedback on your pronunciation and fluency using speech recognition technology.
These are just a few examples, and new tools are constantly emerging. It's an exciting time to be exploring the world of language learning analytics.
Absolutely. But it's important to remember that data is only as valuable as the actions you take based on it.
That's right. We need to use these insights to optimize our study habits and make informed decisions about how we learn.
For instance, if you notice through your data that you struggle with a particular grammar concept, you can dedicate more time to practicing it or seek out additional resources.
Or if you discover you learn vocabulary best through visual aids, you can focus on using flashcards or watching videos with subtitles.
It's all about personalizing your learning approach based on your unique needs and preferences.
Data empowers you to become the architect of your own English language journey.
And as you continue to track your progress and analyze your data, you'll gain a deeper understanding of yourself as a learner and refine your study habits even further.
It's a continuous cycle of improvement, leading to greater fluency, confidence, and communication skills.
So, if you're ready to unlock your full language learning potential, I encourage you to explore these data-driven tools and resources.
Experiment, have fun, and discover what works best for you.
And always remember, the most important ingredient in language learning is your own passion and dedication.
Data can be a powerful ally, but it's your own drive and determination that will ultimately guide you to success.
We hope this deep dive into data-driven English learning has been insightful and inspiring.
We encourage you to embrace the power of data and transform your language learning journey.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with your fellow English learners.
And let us know in the comments what data points you're most interested in tracking in your own learning journey.
Until next time, keep learning, keep tracking, and keep striving for fluency.